We drove to Muscatine and parked in the huge empty parking lot behind the Muscatine Mall, where we unloaded the bikes. It is not as hot and humid as the past week. Yeah, a trail connector runs between the parking lot and the main recreational trail. Off we go! Entering Weed Park. It's so pretty. The pond was emptied and refurbished last year. Today there were no Canada geese around, though usually we have to dodge them and their fresh droppings. We will be crossing busy Highway 22 shortly. There's a drift of pretty flowers along the right side here. They don't show up as well as I had hoped. We are crossing Mad Creek. Don't know for sure, but think it gets its name because it gets angry and floods with rainstorms. City ordinances prevent trains from using their horns in downtown Muscatine. So they have built a chicane that forces you to dismount and stop, look and listen at this path crossing. Maneuvering my trike through it is a real test. Coming up on the right is the Old McKee Button Factory. Kent Feeds Corporation bought it in 2020. It is listed on the National Register of Historic Places. Muscatine was, and still is, pearl button capital of the world. Kent Corp kept the original beautiful brickwork, wood floors, plaster walls, and restored 56 of the original 211 windows and replaced the remainder with new Pella windows. It will now be an office building for various local businesses. In the distance to the left is grain processing, a part of Kent Feeds. Lots of tall stacks on the horizon. For a few blocks, we have to ride on lightly traveled city streets and cross a couple busy roads and train tracks.
I didn't video that.
We are entering a large park area that contains numerous ball diamonds. There is a large pond to the right. There are usually flocks of Canada geese along here. None today, though. To the left is the recently constructed largest indoor sports complex in Iowa, Musco Sports Complex. Musco is an Iowa-based lighting corporation. We are now beginning to climb the Hauser Street Hill, the object of today's ride. Our first hill of the year. We've done steeper, longer hills in the past, but this year we have very few miles in, plus we are a year older. It is a doable hill, but the kicker is near the top and makes it a challenge. Up we go. Our first hill of the year.
Done and done.
Now for a loop through the Muscatine Arboretum. Fast forward to 11:43 if you'd rather not watch full pedal fast or you become dizzy as we whirl around. I sped up the video. Most all the trees are labeled. There are demonstration gardens, a restored prairie wetland, shrubs, ornamental grasses. Very nice place to walk or ride. We left the Arboretum and headed east on Lucas Street. When Bill's grandmother came from Germany, she lived on this street. Since then, the streets have been renumbered, we think, because the house address is no longer there. Some sort of renumbering or urban renewal have disappeared 2 blocks of the street. On this hill there are so many large, older beautiful homes and shaded lawns, and some with what must be amazing river views. So sad. The streets are ghostly quiet, not just because it's Sunday. The answer is coming up. Earlier this year, 2 buildings that housed commercial and residential tenants were evacuated as structural faults were found. Those 2 were demolished. Now 17 buildings have been identified as potentially structurally dangerous. Ongoing investigation will determine if any or all will be demolished or can be repaired. I always admired the upper story bump outs on many of these downtown buildings. A fleeting glimpse of the chicane on the path crossing the train tracks. Mark Twain lived in Muscatine in 1855 and worked at the Muscatine Journal that his brother Orion Clemens co-owned. The journal is still in business today. Later, in his book Life on the Mississippi, Twain wrote, "I remember Muscatine for its summer sunsets. I have never seen any on either side of the ocean that equaled them." Then he goes on to say that he's heard the sunrises are beautiful too, but that he would not know anything about them. On we go. While riding home late last night, I passed a pineapple upside-down cake, a turtle sundae, and a slice of cherry pie. I thought to myself, the streets are strangely deserted tonight. On we go. Meet your unseen videographer. You have been listening to Microsoft Ava Multilingual Text to Voice. Thanks for watching.